Good morning, everybody. I am live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever you are tuning in. My name is Yana, live in Canada, and I am an online business owner and mentor. And we help people globally to set up their legit business in the online space. So today, let me change the banner. That's not it. Today, I want to talk about days like this reminds me of, how blessed I am. I really am. So I remember, today and yesterday, and I think it's been a week that it's been snowing like crazy. It doesn't stop and it's just nonstop every morning since like early morning, and it doesn't stop till we go to bed. So honestly, days like this always takes me back to those time that I used to still work at the bank and the corporate, commuting from Barrie to downtown Toronto. So Barrie to Toronto, it's about a little over an hour away drive if no traffic, no snow, no crash, no accident in the highway. And, if everything is okay, it takes me a little bit over an hour to get to, the office downtown Toronto. But on snowy days, usually there's traffic, it always like an accident in the highway and everything. And it makes my commute, it used to make my commute over 2 hours. So what makes it even worse was when I first got hired in the bank on my interview. I remember I mentioned that to my manager and the assistant manager that I live in Barrie. It is far from, the corporate and the office downtown. And I made sure that it's clear that I'm getting hired remotely, not we're not going to the office. So, and their response was, yeah, of course. Oh my God, no, you're not going to be in the office. You're going to be, yeah, working from home. Yes, you are far. Oh, no, of course, we're not going to make you come to the office. I was like, okay. And it was fine for a while. And then about 2, 3 years ago, um, things started to change. First, it was uh, only one day in the office. Everybody has to come to the office 1 day a week. Then it turned to 2 days a week, and then 3 days a week. And it's just went on and on and on. And it turned into, they were pushing for 4 days a week. And I was like, keep reminding them, hey, my contract, I was hired as a remote position for a remote position. Remember, I live in Barrie. I can't come to the office every day. I have a toddler at home. I have to leave, take him to the daycare and everything. It's not going to work for me. And every time I was pushing back, I pushed back and reminding them of my contract. The answer was always, it's out of our hands, it's coming from the head office, it's coming from the above, the managers above, we're not making up rules. So imagine those days. I have to get up super early. I have to wake up my 2.5, 3 year old son again super early to get him dressed and take him to daycare. The daycare wouldn't even take him before 7 o'clock in the morning. So everything was rushed, just dropping him off, speeding in the highway, getting to the office. It was just traffic, the whole thing. It was just a headache. So by the time I used to arrive at the office, I was already exhausted. I was drained, and I already had nothing left to give. I was already tired. I was ready to go home. So then at the end of the day, work finished at 5. The traffic, Again, the whole thing, the commute over 2 hours to get home. By the time I was getting home, I was seeing my son only maybe in half an hour before he goes to bed. I had no energy to cook, to clean. The house was a mess. Like it was ridiculous. Life felt out of control. You know, and on top of all that, the money, the amount of money that I wasted on gas to go to the office and come back, like it was ridiculous. It was like a big chunk of my um, biweekly salary was going only for the gas, and I have a Jeep, so I have a Jeep Wrangler, so it takes, it's expensive. So it took like over $100 every day going and coming back to work, you know so so much money wasted, so much time wasted, and so much, like, literally life wasted. And that's when I knew something has to change. And this is not, I can't live like this anymore. Like, why am I working that I have to spend most of my, earnings to pay for gas to go to the office and come back? I'm not seeing my son. I can't even, do anything around the house. I can't cook. I can't clean. Can't take care of my family. I can't see my son. I'm missing out on everything. And what? For what salary? Just that little bit of money that I was getting, like it was just didn't worth it at all. So that was one of the biggest reasons that I started looking for something else, something flexible, something online, something that I could do from home, you know, something that, yeah, that let me work from home, and so I could be present, so I could, take care of my family, I could take care of my household, and, live a normal life, not just being in commute and in the office like all the time. Like I felt my life was, I was either in the car driving, or I was in my cubicle just, staring at the monitor. That was my life. So every day I thank the universe for putting this opportunity in my path. For seriously, before, because choosing courage was hard. It was super hard, especially in that situation. I was drained already. I can't even believe that I made that decision on that state of mind. I'm so proud of myself, actually, that I didn't get scared. I wasn't, just being like paranoid, or I didn't let fear stop me. And I'm so proud of myself because of that. Thank God. And so I was tired. I was drained. I was insecure. I was scared. I didn't know if I can run a business. I didn't know if I can actually do this. Learn something new. I felt like I was so old and so tired. I'm not going to be able to learn anything, right? But thought about it, staying in that situation was way harder than starting to learn something new and trying to change my life for the better, right? So this online business gave me flexibility. This online business gave me my time back, gave me my life back, gave me my family back. So eventually it gave me that income that allowed me to walk away from that draining and stressful and, the really disrespectful job, that they didn't honor my contract. They didn't really care how this changes in the office and everything. It's going to affect me personally, or my family, or my life. As long as the bosses were okay, as long as the bosses were happy, nobody really cared. How's that going to affect everybody else, right? So this online business, even though at first it was, unknown, it's always scary, right? It's scary at first. You're skeptical. You're not sure if you can handle it. But if you believe in yourself, if you actually have a strong why that I'm doing this because of this, and I can't, there's no other way. There's no other way. I don't want to stay in this kind of life. I don't want to have this kind of, lifestyle. I don't want to be I work all the time. I don't want to spend all my um, time and energy and everything, even funds and everything, for working for somebody else's dreams, working for making somebody else rich, working for a company that doesn't really appreciate your hard work, doesn't even recognize your sacrifices that you're making for that company to get those tasks done. Like the company that laid off over 100 people from our department just to save money. They didn't really care. How is that going to affect the rest of us? You know, the workload, the amount of time that we had to put in, the overtime, the hours of overtime that we never got paid for. You know, these are all, it all adds up, and it that gives you an idea that the corporate life, it's seriously, it's a pyramid scheme. Like it is that it's a perfect example of the pyramid scheme. You know, that's a pyramid scheme, that it's normalized. Everybody's so okay with that, with this whole operation, because it's a norm. You know, everybody wants to, I don't know why, everybody wants to be in a corporate. Everybody thinks that the success means getting into corporate one day. Oh my God, how wrong we were all were, you know? So, no, when you actually, give your everything to a company, that again, what you get back is not only a proper salary, no promotion, no even proper pay for your overtime, the time that you work extra after the time that you expected. You can log off, but you work extra because you care about your job, because you want to do your job perfectly, properly. You want to keep your managers happy. You want to, why? All of this for what? For the at the end of the year, for the performance review, and then for what? If the performance were perfect, everything was good, but you're still not getting a proper promotion. We were fighting over 2 to 3% increase in our salary, which it wasn't even noticeable in our paychecks. So I was sacrificing family time. I was sacrificing my mental health. I was sacrificing my family, everything, my like joy of life. Like, like I was sacrificing everything on my life, like all my life, for a company that did not acknowledge any of those sacrifices. And it's depressing to know how replaceable we are all. We are, all of us, we are replaceable. But those big companies, they don't really care. If not you, somebody else is going to replace you and do the work for even less money. And there are people out there that they're desperate enough that they do whatever for a little bit of money, because they just want to survive, because they just want, to feed their family. They just want to be supporting their family. So they feel like they have no choice. But these days, guys, life is digital. World is going digital. Like everything is going digital. If you don't want to be left behind, you need to adapt. So there is an opportunity that you can take advantage of. You can actually build a life of freedom for yourself and for your family without sacrificing everything for money, you know, without trading time for money. If you if you trade money, if you trade time for money, you will be working for the rest of your life. If you can't find a way to earn money, to make money while you sleep, you'll be working for the rest of your life till you die. So these days there are other options. And I'm so thankful that this opportunity came my way. And again, I'm so proud of myself that I actually said yes, and didn't let the fear and all the insecurity and self doubt that I had and everything, I didn't let them all, stop me. Now I'm grateful. On the snowy days, I'm not complaining anymore. I don't have that nervousness in my pit of my stomach, that feeling of Oh my God, I have to drop him off at the daycare. I have to rush to work. I have to, oh my God, there's a traffic, there's a crash. Oh, I have to text my manager and let him know that I'm gonna be late and why am I gonna be late. Oh, there's a picture. I have to take a picture of the crash in the in the in the highway to just to send it to my manager to make him, understand and believe me that I'm late because of this, not just I'm late. You know, it was just it was just horrible. I don't know how else to say it. And I'm so thankful and grateful that I got myself out of that situation and I got myself and my family out of that hole. Now I have all the time in the world to spend with my family, with my kid. I don't have to rush. I have slow mornings with my coffee, relax, dancing in the kitchen, you know, having the time of my life. And at the same time, I'm running my business. I'm generating income. I'm not, you know, but the best part is this online business has the high financial potential that you can potentially make so much more than you used to make in the corporate. So there's no downside to it. It's a win-win situation. And seriously, if you don't check it out, there is something wrong. No, I don't know. But anyway, I just wanted to say, in snowy days like this, I'm grateful that I'm home. I'm grateful that I found a way to make money from the comfort of my home. And, I don't complain anymore. I joke around. I say, yeah, we're sick of the snow and everything. Yes, we are because it's crazy. It's so much more in Barrie than anywhere else in Toronto or anything else. So that's why sometimes you say, "Oh, we're sick of the snow," but yeah, but at the end of the day, I'm grateful. I'm not complaining. I'm grateful that I can stay home and I can work from home. I don't have to commute in the snow, traffic, and and all that. So check this out. If you are expected to commute to work. And if your work is not that close and that commute is draining you already, first thing in the morning, there's another way. Let's check this opportunity out and see if it's a good fit for you. You won't regret it. There's nothing to lose, just information. Okay? Give me a call or DM me or something, and I'm gonna be letting you know exactly what's going on, all the information, and I'm more than happy to guide you through. Okay? Have a lovely day, guys. Talk to you later.